Beneath Portland, Oregon, lies a story that has fascinated and terrified people for decades. A maze of brick-lined passages known as the Shanghai Tunnels. Were unsuspecting men really dropped through trapdoors and sold into slavery at sea? Or has history twisted into myth? Tonight, we uncover the truth. In the late 19th century, Portland was a booming port city. Ships from across the Pacific arrived at the Willamette River. Old Town Chinatown, just a few blocks inland, was crowded with hotels, saloons, and warehouses. Beneath these streets, basements and storage vaults began linking together. Business owners built sidewalk vaults and underground corridors to move goods easily from ships to shops. Some links connected hotels to saloons, others led toward the riverfront. These tunnels weren't mysterious at first, they were practical. But their shadowy nature gave birth to darker rumors. To understand the legend, we must understand the word shanghaiing. It described the kidnapping or coercion of men into forced service on ships, often bound for Asia. This practice, also called crimping, was very real, especially in San Francisco and Portland during the late 1800s. Crimps, the men who supplied crews, used many tricks. Some drugged drinks with opium or knocked victims unconscious. Others lured sailors into debt through gambling or fake lodging houses. When the ship was ready to sail, the crimp delivered men, sometimes willing, sometimes not. Portland's most chilling tale goes like this. A man orders a pint at a saloon. Suddenly, the floor gives way. He falls through a trapdoor into darkness. Below, he wakes chained in a tunnel, waiting to be dragged to a ship. It's a haunting story. But is it true? Historians caution that while kidnappings happened, there is little evidence tunnels were widely used. Most crimping took place in the open. Men hustled straight from bars to ships. Why risk moving victims through damp, flooded basements when faster methods existed? Records show the tunnels served more ordinary purposes. Merchants used them to store goods. Saloons used them to hide liquor or gambling equipment when police raided. Prohibition-era smugglers also found them handy. So yes, illegal activities happened, but not always kidnappings. In 1933, writer Stuart Holbrook electrified readers with stories of Portland's wild waterfront. He wrote of trapdoors, kidnappings, even men unknowingly drinking embalming fluid. Entertaining? Absolutely. Documented? Not so much. His tales helped cement the myth in popular memory. In the 1970s, Michael P. Jones explored Old Town basements and began offering Shanghai Tunnel tours. He mapped passages, told stories of trapdoors, and invited visitors underground. The tours gave the legend new life, and for many, seeing is believing. There's another issue. Old Town basements often flooded, making them poor holding cells. And carrying unconscious men through narrow brick corridors was risky. Crimps didn't need tunnels, they could just drag victims to the docks a few blocks away. Some tours claim that more than 1,500 men were shanghaied in Portland every year, but historians say this number is wildly exaggerated. Crimping happened, but on nothing like that industrial scale. It's a myth that persists because it's so shocking. Today, ghost tours are a big draw. Visitors report whispers, footsteps, and sudden cold spots in the tunnels. Skeptics say it's imagination, but believers are certain these basements hold restless spirits of sailors lost to the sea. The tunnels have inspired documentaries, novels, podcasts, and even horror films. They've become part of Portland's identity, a mix of folklore, history, and tourism that continues to intrigue locals and visitors alike. The most famous spirit tied to Portland's Shanghai Tunnels is Nina, often described as a woman in a black dress who appears inside the old merchant hotel, today Old Town Pizza and Brewing. According to legend, Nina was murdered after speaking with missionaries about prostitution rings, and her ghost lingers in the tunnels below. Visitors report cold spots, flickering lights, and the unsettling feeling of being watched. Skeptics call it myth, but the legend of Nina now haunts nearly every tunnel tour. One of the popular access points is beneath Old Town Pizza, located in the historic Merchant Hotel. Visitors descend into the basement and see old trapdoors, storage rooms, and short brick corridors. Powerful visuals that keep the story alive. Whether or not the tunnels were used for kidnapping, Portland's waterfront had a reputation for vice, gambling, prostitution, smuggling, and violence. It was a city where fortunes were made, but also where many vanished without a trace. Here's what we know for sure. Crimping was real, and Portland sailors were taken against their will. The tunnels were real, used for storage and smuggling. But the grand narrative of organized tunnel kidnappings, that's legend. Yet, standing underground with the air cold and damp, imagination takes over. The creak of a trapdoor, the drip of water, the echo of footsteps. In that moment, myth feels just as real as history. The Shanghai Tunnels show us how history and legend intertwine. They remind us that even if the past is messy and uncertain, the stories we tell can be just as powerful as the facts. Would you dare to walk the Shanghai Tunnels at night? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. And if you love uncovering mysterious history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and join us for the next journey into the unknown.